What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, Ford Sport Trac. Don't know where the emblems are, but Explorer Sport Trac, two-wheel drive, 2010. Doing a little bit of stuff to this. So this video is just going to be front and rear brakes on here. People tend to like brake videos, so we're going to do one. We're also going to do a coolant flush. The AC isn't working. I know it's winter time, but I'm at the used car lot. We need to make sure that everything works on these cars before they go out to the customer, so we always do that. But AC isn't working on it. It's just blowing out hot air, and the fan vibrates so hard you can feel it in your seat as you're sitting in it. Car has been sitting under a tree for the last couple of years, and only got 96,000 miles on it. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is just the brakes. I don't know if I'm going to do a video of the fan and the coolant flush. If I do, that'd be a different video. So there may be another one after this one, but this is just going to pertain to front and rear brakes. And we got the driver's side already off. Now we're going to be focusing on the passenger side. So first thing we're going to do is clear some of these spider webs out of the way. I'm not a big fan of spiders, so if y'all hear me scream, do not laugh, because I am terrified of spiders. Funny thing is, I got a pet snake and I'm terrified of spiders. People always give me crap about that, but hey, it's just my thing. So, the way I'm going to do this is, first, just like any other brakes, but these right here are 17s. To take the brackets off, they are 21s. And then, but we're going to push back the piston a little bit first, because they do have little nipples on the little brakes right here, and in order to get it to come out, sometimes because of the way that they sit up inside of there, if you look, kind of got like a little groove, spider webs everywhere. But get a pry bar, stick it right here, pry it back. Let me grab my pry bar. Filming on my phone, didn't think I was going to be doing a video today, and then this came up. You can see that's it without everything on there. The brakes that we're getting, we got a full kit. I should have new hardware, so I'm not worried about bending any of the hardware. Okay, stick it right there on the top and just push back, and you can see that piston going back really nicely. Ugh. See if I can get it to come back a little bit more on the bottom. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ugh. Now, this is a 10, and I know in like the 07s, 08s, I don't know if they pertain to 09s, but they do have a lot of transmission issues, especially on the 07s, 08s, because that was the first year that they did that one. I know I'm moving y'all all around, and I am so sorry about that. But the first year that they were doing that, and they had a lot of issues. How do I know? My mother owns one, and I told her not to buy the thing because I had that, but she just had to have it. Go figure. But it's her problem. I told her not to. Really? Really? Alright. But like I said, 17. These are tight. Wait, like a Toyota. I do not have a tripod for my phone, so I'm making y'all dizzy. I am so sorry. Come on, get out of there. You can do it. I think I was turning it the wrong way. Amateur hour. No, it's turning it the right way. It's getting tight. But like I said, this has been sitting under a tree for a while. It's got 96,000. For a test drive, I actually had to put about 2 gallons of water in the thing. When I did, it had a little bit of stuff floating in it, and I didn't like that. So I recommend a coolant flush. We do have cracked coolant coming. Oh yeah. So once you get those, pull the caliper, and we're gonna, if I can get it up around it, there we go. Just gonna set it up on the sway bar end link, and now pads, get right there. Yeah, they're pretty close. I'm gonna keep one to press piston back in, and now get this out of there. Go get our impact, 21 millimeter. I got a swivel socket on mine, and I'm gonna use my impact, zip it off, pull that off. And if your rotor is stuck, just get a hammer, somewhere around in there, in between, just don't hit your studs. Also, normally these have like little clips right here to hold it up against the hub, but it looks like this hub assembly has been replaced, so this one's not here. They were on the opposite sides. Yep, they're still on the back, so that's what they look like. Just get a pair of dikes, grab it, rip them off. That's the easiest thing to do. So let me take this right here off real quick. Then once I get it off, I'll show you what the hub and everything looks like. This one should be fairly clean just because it does look like it's a little bit newer. So I probably had a wheel bearing issue at one point. Here it is, and no play in it. This is a little bit newer one. Get that egg sack off here, and there we go. That's what it looks like. A little bit of rust on this one. Clean it off with a little bit of Scotch-Brite. And yep, this looks like it is probably a Master Pro number. Just by the way that they, like the font that they use, I can about tell. Next, let's go to the back. And on the back, you don't have to take the bracket off, because you can take the rotor off without doing it. But you're gonna have a 10 millimeter here, with another one on the bottom right there. Take the wheel speed sensor wire off, and then this right here, you can just kind of lay it up there. And then before I take the rotor off, what I'll do is I'll show you how I pull these off, just kind of give you an example. And then this one's more likely going to be stuck, and I'll show you, me beat the crap out of this thing. Got those two tins out right there, and a little trick you can do is get you a screwdriver, and I know y'all can't see it, but you see the little tab right there. Stick it underneath there and pry them out. It make getting that pad out a whole lot easier. Just do it before you pull it off of the vehicle, I guess you could say. But just do it that way, and it'll make it come off a whole lot easier. So just wanted to give you that little tip before I pull it off. Sometimes you can pull it off without it. Yeah, of course I got it that time. Come on. Set up there. So now what I'm going to do is show you how I pull those right there off. Let me find my cutters. I think they're on the other side actually. Well, they were. There they are. Come here, you little sneaky things. Give y'all the run around today with this. So grab one little tab, pull it real quick, I'm just pulling them up. Of course this one's gonna be a pain just because I'm trying to show y'all. Normally these pop right off. That's normally how they pop off, but rotate. There we go, that one did it that time because it snapped. There it goes, and got that one off. So, like I was saying, you do not have to take any brackets off or any of that. You can pull the rotor off if yours isn't too rusted. There's an e-brake shoe underneath there, so they kind of get stuck to that sometimes. I don't know, these ain't too bad. I think it was just sticking on the brake shoes. And that's it, taking it off. And like I said, I'm going to pry off the little shoes out of here, or pads, I mean. Pry those out of there. The back one, it's got this little piece inside here. I know y'all can't see it because it is so dark right here, and I do not know why. But I'll show it to you whenever I get the new pads out. Leave this back pad in, that way you can have something to press up against. If you don't have a compression tool, you can use a C-clamp. You can press up against the pad, that way it doesn't press right on these pistons, because I think these are the composite pistons. So let me get this all cleaned up, get the pistons pushed back in and all that. I will show you like one side of me pressing the pistons in. The front, you saw how I did it. I pretty much pressed them all in on the fronts up there, just like that. I mean, it went all the way in, so you shouldn't have much to go on that one, but if you do, shouldn't be but just a hair. But the backs, I'll kind of show you how I do them. We just took this out of the box, and what you want to do is you always want to spray them down a little bit with some brake cleaner, and then wipe them off, because they do have like a packing grease on them, and you don't want that all over your brake pads. And you're going to flip it over and do the same thing. And since this is the rear where the e-brake is, you just want to make sure that you get the inside as well, because that's where your brake shoes are going to ride for your e-brake. And ooh, I caught it. Oop, forgot I got this set up for y'all. Yeah, I'll do this one-handed. I'll reposition that for y'all in a minute. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so put that back up there. And this is my brake compressor. All you're gonna do is just gonna squeeze it in real slow. Just until it bottoms out. And that should be about it right there. All right. Set that to the side. Here are our brake pads. I just knew something was going to fall, but it didn't fall off. Got lucky. So I have some brake grease right here. That is what I use. I know you can't really see it. The container's pretty dirty. I use CRC brake caliper grease. And what I'm going to do is on the pad, a little bit around the edges, a little bit. I'm going to get y'all in the light. So here it is. A little bit around this right here, a little bit in there, and a little bit right there. And then on the other one, you're going to do the same thing, except it isn't shaped like that, it's shaped like this. So you're going to put a little bit in there, and then on the ends. And these face down. And then before we do that, you have the hardware right there. Just get a screwdriver, a pick, whatever you can. Get in there with a hammer and knock them out, and just hammer the new ones on. This is what the new ones look like that, and you just hammer them down. So let me get these off, get the new ones in there, and we'll put these pads in there, and you put them in the caliper itself, and then I'll kind of let you know what the torque specs are on putting the caliper on. Kind of got it just setting in there. So you see right in here, that's your slider. On the bottom, you're going to have to push it over, and you're going to have to put the bottom in first and then flip the top down. And what that does is allow the bottom to go in. I know I don't have it in there all the way right now, but okay. Kind of see it right there. See how it's got the little notches? And you're just going to do that and then flip the top in, but you got to move the sliders out as you do this. I ain't gonna be able to film it for y'all, but just know that do the bottom, pull the slider, push it in, then you'll have to go to the top, pull the slider out, and it should snap in place. Here's your torque wrench. I already got it set up, 24 foot-pounds. And I know it don't torque to a lot, but that's what it calls for. I set mine to 25, just because it is a little older bolt and sometimes they can stretch, so I just went like 25 just for good measure, and that 1 foot-pound ain't gonna hurt anything. Okay, check it one more time on the top, and our backs are done. Now you can go to the front and go ahead and start doing front, putting it all together. So like I said, the new ones do come with hardware. And I knew we were going to have to clean these off because, and you saw how easy it's snap off. See how corroded they are. I'm going to take them over there to the wire wheel these off. Also make sure your sliders work. These right here feel good. But we're going to clean these off, put a little bit of brake grease inside of here, put our hardware on there. So let me do that, put the hardware on there, and then gotta clean this off just a little bit, not much. A spider. Told y'all how much I hate spiders. Gives me cold chills. But y'all can laugh at me if you want to. But clean this off a little bit, and like I said, this one didn't need much, the other side needed a little bit more, but we got it cleaned off. I'm gonna put the rotor on here, same thing, clean it off with brake cleaner, both sides, put it on here. I'm gonna put a lug nut on here to hold it for me, and then we will put the hardware and all that on, and I'll show me torquing it down, but I'll go ahead and put this on and we'll torque it down, and I'll let y'all know what the torque specs are. Alright, so got these just kind of on there, you know, just hand tight, and now we got to torque it, and they torque to 122 foot-pounds on the bracket bolt. Also make sure you put a little bit of Loctite, either you can put, I think, the orange or the blue, no red. If I can get my socket on there, didn't want to go on there. I know, I moved y'all away. Came up. I figured I was getting close. Alright. 123.2. A little awkward doing it one-handed. But I do want to show y'all that I am torquing it. That's my motto, is torque this tight. So 122.8. So I'm gonna go back, double check them, and then I'm gonna put the caliper on here. I gotta clean that caliper up a little bit. It's got a lot of spider webs on it. I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit real quick, but double check that, put the caliper on there, then I'll put it on, and then I'll come back and show y'all it being torqued. And like I said, we already pushed those back because we got the pry bar in there and spread it loose just so we can get over these like little nipple areas. So you don't have to do that, and if it doesn't go on, you may have to push in just a little bit, but for the most part you shouldn't have to. Got the caliper on, kind of cleaned it up with some brake cleaner real quick, just knock a lot of that stuff off. Got it set up on there, and it torques to 53 foot-pounds. I know the front torques to a little bit more just because that is your main stopping source. And I know I'm moving y'all all around, it's just awkward one-handed. I wish I would have brought my camera today. I could have set y'all up. But there we go. I'm just going to double check it real quick. And it did move a little bit. That's why you go back and double check them all. Yep, that one moved too. But that is everything on doing the brake job on this front and rear. And you, also, you can move the front on these. I'm trying to do it one-handed. but you can move the fronts, like the wheel will turn, so you can get in there and do all that. So now all you got to do before you take off, make sure you pump the brake and make sure that the pedal gets hard before you try to take off, and just double check your fluid also, make sure that it's not low or any of that stuff. And if you want to bleed your brakes, do so, or flush them while you're doing this. It'd be the perfect time because you already have all the tires off. But this is pretty much everything. Torque specs, kits. No, I didn't show any part numbers, but I'll find y'all a kit on Amazon, and I'll put a little link in my description. There'll be a link to the giveaway video. If anybody's new and they haven't seen that, go check out my profile. It's probably a month old now, but I'm doing a giveaway. Shirts, hats, stickers. Still haven't got my hats. They're still working on them, so it may just be shirts and stickers at this point. And once I get my hats, I'll do like a new giveaway of the hat, and I'll just pick a winner for the hat. But like I said, go on there, comment, and get a chance to win something. That's as easy as it is. But if you ever got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section. I'll get to it as soon as possible. Don't even have to pertain to this vehicle. You got anything you need, questions about any kind of vehicle, hit me up on Instagram. I do answer that a lot quicker than I do like emails and stuff, just because I don't check the email associated with the YouTube channel too much. But I do answer Instagram almost daily. And I know I haven't put anything up on Instagram in a while. It's just I've been really busy. But like I said, just hit me up if you got anything. And like always, torque to state. Y'all have a great day.